Yay, science.
Yay. All right, Fenris, say hello to your chemistry teacher. We are making soap. Okay, so first thing you want to do, turn on the scale. We're going to weigh up our oils first. Scale's booted up. You put that on there, and since we don't want to worry about the weight of that thing, hit the tare button that zeroes out the scale. And you want to put in, this is olive oil pumice. You want to pour it in there until that number says 24 ounces.
Okay. So just 24?
24, yep, because it's set to ounces.
Why do you say?
Because it was measuring the weight of the bottle. I have a second bottle for not if, but when we need more. When it gets to about 22, 23, start to slow down. Because you don't want to, you can go a little bit over, like just a touch over, but you don't want to go crazy. Alright, so you need just a little bit more, it looks like.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to open up the second bottle here. This is just, I got this olive oil at Safeway, so you don't have to order things from like some fancy supplier and such.
You don't have to order stuff from Zimbabwe.
It's close enough. Just a hair over, that's okay. Okay, so go ahead and take that off. Set it aside. And now we're going to put this on there. Weigh up the hard oils. Hard oil, it means oils that are hard at room temperature. Hit the tare button. And I forgot my scooper.
Oh no, don't get caught in the tree. Get caught in the tree.
There we go. You need, this is the coconut oil. Oh hey, the scooper's already in there. Way cool. Alright, 8 ounces of coconut oil.
Good.
Scoop out.
Dennis's chemistry teacher.
Yeah, this is firm stuff. And now
This is deep. Oil. This is like
it melts into an oil. Right, now dump that in. You'd have to get your finger in there and scrape it out. Or here. Green for oils, red for lye, cold hot, because lye does heat up. And make sure you get that over.
8 ounces.
8 ounces. And yes, for those of you watching at home, did run this recipe through a lye calculator to make sure we got the right amount of oils to lye and such. So. Yeah, you're at 2 ounces there. So, let me show you a trick. You really got to get in there. And I found the edges are a bit more cooperative than the center of the bucket. And you're going to be melting this all down, so it doesn't got to be pretty.
At least not yet.
You don't have to have pretty slices or anything like that. You just got to get it out of the bucket.
Oh thank God.
Was there anything you call on the roof?
It happened earlier. I had to get it out with a stick.
We have ladders.
Well, yeah, but it was easy to get out with a stick without needing a ladder.
All right.
Pay attention
Now,
to your
where's
class.
it at?
I don't have class.
This is your class.
All right. Where's that now?
Okay.
Hey, 6.8. You don't need as much.
Dude.
So scrape out some more.
You got dogs at your feet.
I see that.
Just thought I'd let you know before.
Don't have to go
he knocked
too
you over.
much because, like I said, it's at 6.85, so that means you need 1.15 ounces.
Down.
And this
Don't
one,
grumble at me.
it's easy to take some out. And so you just kind of,
That one was high.
8 ounces, there you go. And close that up.
Take this
Now,
off?
nope,
No?
hit the chair button again. And now we need, this is babasu oil. It is from the babasu tree in Brazil.
Huh. Oh, that's one in Brazil.
And it needs 8 ounces of that, so watch.
We found a low-tech solution to a high-tech problem.
Alright.
What?
Going to 8 ounces.
I know it jumped around 8.
Because I bumped it. Alright. 65. Alright. That's 8.1 is close enough to 8. Science class.
I was like, what in the world?
Making soap.
So cool.
Don't bark at the neighbors.
Just because school's out does not mean the learning stops.
That's great. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm trying to get computer for her so she can continue, but
Okay. Now,
Amazon has great ones for relatively cheap.
okay.
now what we're going to do is we're going to shut this off for now. Pause the video while we run this inside and melt this down. Alright, see this is our liquid oils. We're going to pour it. Combining our oils now, our hard oils are now combined with soft oils. Soft oils being oils that are liquid at room temperature, like the olive oil. And hard oils are oils that are hard at room temperature, like the coconut and the babasu oil. So there, you learned a little something new. And so can you put this? Watch out, the bottom's hot. Put it, just like put it on the brick.
What the heck is this sticky stuff on it?
Oil. Okay, now turn that back on.
Put it on the brake
And
set?
now it is time to suit up. Safety gear.
Damn.
So,
you
since
said
you're the
just
one
put
gonna-
this on the pavement over here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
So get your gloves on.
Do you have a spare mask for me?
There's some in there.
Alright.
But we're outside, so you gotta do it in well-ventilated area. You don't get much more well-ventilated than the front yard.
Or just the yard in general.
Or just outside. So,
Oh god,
Alright.
these are all tangled up.
put your mask on, or put your goggles on.
Don't burn me. Very important.
Yeah, put your goggles on, so you protect the all-important protection of the eyes.
Again, like I said, very important.
Okay.
Don't hurt me.
Now this is sodium hydroxide. That's the technical term for it, commonly known as lye. And we're going to 5.
Masks?
I'm good because it fogs up my glasses and I can't see.
Mask.
Yeah. Safety first. Very important. Safety first. Do not always follow my example on that one.
I'm gonna put one on
Okay.
just for gits and shiggles.
Okay.
Ah, my nose!
Now we're going to
Put on a damn
5.8
mask.
ounces. Which is going to be just a little bit less than this cup, I have learned.
Okay, now I can see what you mean by it fogs up your glasses.
Yep. But, see, watch. This stuff is dangerous stuff to get on the skin. It does burn. Hence why vinegar. If you get it on your skin, douse that part with vinegar, and that will deactivate the lye.
I'm taking those off.
And even so much as a tiny bit on your skin can burn. I speak from experience on that.
From both soap making and trying to get
And
Windows
soap making
undone.
and undoing clogs. Okay,
Wait,
So-
first they said 8. I don't know.
5.8. That is 5.8. So we're just going to shut that off for now. For our liquid, you can use water, beer, wine, pretty much anything. I prefer to use goat's milk. And this is pre-wagered out 13 ounces of raw goat's milk from your grandma's goats.
Natasha.
From Natasha.
She's a bully.
And so
So
now,
are you.
now what
Yeah,
you
but I
do,
don't stop you from eating.
oh, As a safety precaution, I always put put my lye back in a Ziploc bag, so just in case the bottle spills, it spills into a bag. And now add
And also, when I bully you, it's acceptable because it's sibling bullying.
add little bits. Just take it and go like this. Just add little bits like that and stir it in, because almost immediately after it hits the liquid, it starts to heat up
Okay.
and it'll start to melt. So
So I just add a little bit in at a time.
just add a little bit in at a time. And when it looks like what you've added in there is as incorporated in as you can get, add a little bit more. This out here, clear up the space a little bit. Can you put this in recycling?
Sure. So let me throw this one.
Okay. This part is kind of tedious and it kind of takes a while, but you do it frozen like that with the milk, because milk has sugars in it, and if you don't keep the milk as cold as possible, preferably frozen, you burn the sugars in the milk.
You say recycling?
Yes, please.
Aye.
Does that make sense, Fenris?
Yeah.
Hey, Trill, in the back seat of the truck is a small fondant bucket.
Okay.
I'm going to put my babasu oil in it.
Okay.
Add a little bit more.
I just did.
Oh, okay. Resist the temptation to
Wait.
scratch your face. No, the back seat, not the way back. And Trill, I need your help with something real quick.
There's a marker in here.
Can you come here for a minute?
I don't trust you.
Scratch my nose.
Oh.
For the love of God, scratch my nose. Up towards the. Oh, you have everything. Off to the right side. My right. Off over. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm wearing gloves. I don't have access to my nails.
It's okay if you add a little bit more than you planned. It's not going to hurt anything.
This
Yeah.
one, that bucket?
The one that says fondant?
Does it? Well, yes, it does.
Does it have the lid?
Yes.
All right. All right. Can you get this into there?
I'm playing with Doug.
Okay.
I am keeping Doug distracted from you guys.
Okay.
Oh, well, that almost worked.
Yeah. Okay, when everything has totally dissolved.
Back up.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna weigh out the oils, or not the oils, the
Good boy.
for the coloring. In general, for the color, we're using micas, which is it's considered a lab-made oil. It's not an all-natural oil, but it is what it is. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of oil for every pound of soap. And since you're gonna go a little heavier on the purple than on the blue, I'm gonna do a little bit more blue than purple. Or a little more purple than blue, sorry. And we are using here Brambleberries, Caribbean Blue Mica.
Oh, no.
Just a
We're gonna use
teaspoon of
try
it.
and jump it to get it. Sweet.
And
Oh, I got already this.
you're almost there. Almost mixed up. Or almost totally dissolved, so you're really close. You go a little bit heavier on the purple so you can get a nice good dark purple.
Oh, my Pringles. Do not splash me.
This purple's got some sparkly to it.
I had a feeling they'd suddenly find a thing of Pringles.
Okay.
Poof! Snacks
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Back up. Sit.
mix this up a little bit.
Down.
When you mix the colors, you want to make sure you get all of the color nicely mixed into the oil, so it's
You want to get
Not-
as even of a mix as possible.
yeah, and you don't want it to be all like chunky and stuff.
Yeah.
And as a general rule of thumb, to avoid having to wash your mixer all the time, you start mixing your
Light
lightest
color to
colors
dark.
and move to the darker.
That's honestly just an art thing right there.
Yeah, it's so you don't have to constantly wash your stuff. Alright, colors are mixed. And that looks nicely dissolved.
Okay, I need to wet my nose. That's all.
Hey, Trill?
Eh?
Oh, you're gonna have to wait. Now,
I can take my glove off.
okay, make it fast.
What does Fenner need?
Nothing, he's got it. Okay, now, you take this out. And remember, red is the one I used for lye. That's that spatula's sole purpose in life, is to mix lye.
Bring the ball
Okay,
over here.
now, here, I'm going to show you first. You pour, always add your lye to your stuff, not the other way around. And you want to aim for the spatula, because that will prevent air bubbles from getting inside.
Drogon.
So pour the lye onto the
Bring
spatula
it
into the
here.
oils.
Bring the ball over here.
But have the spatula angling down into the oil.
Drogon. Taking my squirt bottle back too. Drogon.
Okay, now
Bring
take the red spatula
it
and scrape
bring
out
that
that
thing.
into there.
over here.
Okay.
Bring it here.
You want to
You're
get
supposed
all
to
of
be
that
smart.
stuff out.
You're supposed to be a smart dog. Bring it here. Quit whining at me and just do as you're told.
Turn it and scrape it in.
That's further away. My dog is a moron.
And this is news. It's get all this stuff up in here
I was
to
gonna
get
say,
it all
say the
out.
witty comment. We all know you have one. Drogon, bring it here. Stop whining. Grab the ball. Bring it here. It's not rocket science.
What are rockets?
Alright. Okay,
Drogon, bring
now
it here. I'm not gonna go get
set
it.
that
That's not
aside and just give that a quick. Put that in there.
In there?
In there.
I love you.
No, just leave it in there. Now give that a quick mix.
Quick thing.
Mix it up a bit.
You mind kicking that ball over here?
Alright, and we're gonna move you
Nice balance, Mom.
now. Use the stick blender. That's what this is. Stick blender, immersion blender, same thing. You get that out of there. And you just, since you're doing a swirl and such, you just want to mix, when you put it in there, you kind of give it a tap on there to release any air bubbles that are trapped. And you just mix it just a little bit, like, 20-second spurts.
Yeah.
And we're going for what's called trace. It's basically when you pull this thing up and you do a little dribbly thing on there and the drips stay on top. So go for about like 15-20 seconds and don't forget to tap it a bit.
This is awkward to hold.
Yep.
Alright, hold that.
And make sure to keep that bell part fully immersed in there, otherwise it'll spray.
You're not playing by the 6 feet minimum distance.
Minimum safe distance. Minimum safe distance.
I don't
Not quite.
Oh dear God, don't get stuck. Oh thank God.
Not quite. Getting very close though.
Scratch my forehead above my right eyebrow. Right now.
Lessons learned the hard way. Once you have come into contact with lye, don't touch your face. All right, let's see.
Why did you think that that was a good idea?
I didn't even think about it. It's just one of those things you do without even thinking. Keep going.
Hey, I need to rub my. Oh God!
And anytime you put this stick blender back in there, give it a little tap on the bottom to release any air bubbles that's trapped underneath the kind of the drum part of the stick blender.
I am not dressed appropriately for this.
Oh gosh, no! You are a belly burn waiting to happen.
Why do you think I'm staying away? I'm just kind of
But see, you've got
spectating.
vinegar there in case something gets on you. You can just do a quick with the vinegar. Safety first, boys and girls.
I don't think this will be
A
showing.
few more seconds. Give it about
Tap.
another.
Forgot to tap.
Give it about another 20, 30 seconds.
Back up. Back up. I need room to swing my leg.
Alright, let's see what you got there. Good. Alright. Now you're wanting to. So do you want it to go more purple? Oh, hey, grab a paper towel so we can kind of give this a quick wipe off. Here, over there. So do you want it to go more purple than blue?
Yeah.
And rule with the colors, you can always add more color. But once it's there, you're committed to using it.
Yeah.
So if you decide you want the purple to be more vibrant purple,
Yeah.
you add a little more purple.
Mm.
Okay, so I would recommend. Okay, see here if you look at that line. Now the weird thing is with soap is you're always measuring by weight, not by volume. It's kind of a weird. It's an unusual thing. But see, I would go like say pour off about a third of this, so go down to about. Here, I'll do it. So you go down to about. Pour off just what works out to like a couple of cups.
Oh, you are using the other one. Okay.
Okay. Now dump the purple in.
In which one?
That one. And what you do now is you scrape. Use this to get all that pretty purple out. Well, as much as you can. And we don't want it to get any thicker than absolutely necessary.
What would you say to me dyeing my hair purple?
I
Oh,
don't
wait, I've
know.
done it before.
So you give it a quick mix like that with the spatula, so it does not make it any thicker than you have to. And do you like that purple, or do you want to go darker?
Darker.
All right, grab the purple. Open it up.
I'm in need of assistance.
No.
And
you determined to play with
take
the
like
soccer
the
ball?
smallest scoop.
The baseball not interests you right now. Back up.
Say a small scoop, and just get a little bit out because it's one of those little bit goes a long way sort of thing.
Oh, no.
Knock a good chunk
Ah,
of that off.
fuck. Now I gotta go get
Language. All right, and sprinkle it around in
the
there.
ball over the fence.
And I will stir. Again, making sure we get all. Thank God you're wearing a mask. Otherwise, I would say cover your mouth when you cough.
Alright, Drogon, where'd the ball go?
Okay, I think that's about as dark as it's gonna get.
I was kind of gonna see if we go for like a midnight purple, but
I don't have a dark enough purple for that.
yeah.
Okay,
Where did the ball go?
now we're gonna use. Now I just need the blue
In the same one.
over here in the other one.
Yeah.
This is a very bright blue. Oops, split a little. That's okay. That's why this is a kind of a collapsible table. All right. That is a very vibrant blue. Like Holy potatoes.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Okay, I need the dog stuff for this one.
do you want to? Oh, let's get this out of there. Oopsie, a little on my shoe. I'll live. Okay. Now, do you want to do kind of like a swirly color where it looks kind of like water flowing together, kind of mishmashy, kind of does its own thing but still molds together? Like the purple and white one we have in the bathroom.
What if we do half and half?
I don't have enough stuff
Or,
to do that.
like, it blends together in the middle.
Okay, I see. What you want to do is hold this up, hold the first one up high, and do like a triangle. One here, one here, one here. One pour from up high, one pour from about halfway, like one pour from here,
This way.
one pour from about there, and one pour from really close. The high pour allows it to pour, makes it sink all the way to the bottom. The medium height pour sinks about halfway. The close to the top pour puts it just on the top. So you get the color kind of doing funky
Do I
things all around.
Have to do all three?
Yep.
Well, what if I just want like it just sit on top?
Some of it will sit on top.
Well, what if I just want it to
So you want to have like purple and then blue?
sure.
Make up your mind.
I was gonna do blue then purple.
As the bar goes? It's your call.
I don't know how this works.
Hey, I like the swirly method, and well, since it's my class today, we're doing it my way.
Come on.
So,
Around.
So what if from up high?
up high to right there, and pour, give or take a third. Okay, that's good. And now from somewhere over here to about halfway down, so around about where you're at there. Actually, up just a little bit higher. And stop. And then one over here,
This looks like ice cream.
and let's pour it close. And a little bit more. Stop and do more, a little bit more up high. And stop. A little bit more at the medium. Okay, and stop. And
There's
now,
still some left.
yes, I know. Now what you do is you sink your spatula
There's some of it.
in there and do just one turn around.
Just one.
Just one.
Can I get this off my finger?
Yes. But just one turn around. And pull, and then go, wait, then back through the middle there. And now you pour it into the mold. It's a silicone mold, makes it way easier to pop out. And start at one end and just kind of go back and forth. It's heavier than it looks. You might need two hands.
I'm using two hands.
Go back and forth.
Kind of reminds me of Teletubbies. Or not Teletubbies, but like the Wiggles or Lazy Town.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
And what we do now is that pops any air bubbles that are inside.
You still got some soap left.
There's some kind of hand
That's okay,
here.
it comes off.
Thank God it's soap.
And now what you do is you scrape out, grab a spatula, here's one. Scrape
Sorry.
out the stuff that's in there. The blue, saving for the top because you can have a little bit of fun with the design, and that is where Trillian, the artist in the family, steps in and helps him have fun with the designs.
That's assuming he wants to have fun with the designs.
You're going to have fun with the designs. You want to have fun with the designs.
Why do I like that?
Because
He doesn't even know
my
what he wants.
armpits care if the soap is pretty.
It sucks
Oh
to be your
shoot, we
armpit.
forgot the fragrance.
Can we just put it back in?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can we just put it like? Are we not supposed to do that?
Okay. Sandalwood.
Oh no.
What?
Actually, no, we're just going to go fragrance free this time.
Why?
Well, unless you want to risk dumping it back in there.
And
Adding
completely mess up the beautiful swirling that you've already done.
I don't care if it looks good.
Okay. So we gotta.
Okay.
It's still swirly.
We still got
Kind
more
of.
blue that we can work with. and fix it.
Okay, so we're just gonna do just a few drops. Assuming I can get it to work.
You've got more than a few drops now, Mom.
Okay. This is sandalwood essential oil
Oh, you can't see the dog. Huh.
and
Oh, wait, no, you can see his ear now.
frankincense essential oil. And we're gonna very quickly
Say hi. Oh, come here.
just
Say
get
hi.
the,
Dragon says hi. He's a good boy.
there.
Hey, what are you
No,
eating?
pour it back in.
No.
Normally you should do that before you do the swirly part.
Exactly.
But we still got some blue
Really?
and purple kind of marbling thing going on there, so it's
It's so.
and you know what? It's a learning thing. If it doesn't turn out perfect, that's okay.
It'll bug me, but.
Well, it's supposed to be imperfect. It's an imperfect sort of swirl.
Grab it. Hit it on the
That's
table.
Give it just a couple of taps on the table to pop
make a
air
mess.
bubbles.
Don't make a mess out of the soap. You got some on this side. Let me grab. Hi.
Okay. Oh, a little drippy drippy. That's okay.
Yeah, you got some on the table over here.
That's okay. That's where paper towels come in. Now, what you do is you take the blue and just kind of drizzle it around there.
I can go and get a stick so we can like do a design on
Yeah,
top.
get a stick. Okay,
I'll go
but
get a
do,
stick.
do that. Just kind of drizzle the blue on top.
No?
And
Where are we gonna be keeping this at?
probably the family room. You hardly ever go in there anyway. And okay, so some people like to do kind of a little swoop-de-doo design. I'm making a mess over here, but that's okay. Kind of a pull the stuff from the sides into the middle. I'm just kind of doing that a little bit to try to minimize mess, and in my efforts to do that, I may be making the mess worse. And Trill's coming back with a stick. Got a stick?
I could not
Hey.
find a stick.
That'll be cool. That'll work.
I was gonna say, will this work? I can break off three of
No.
the prongs.
I think they're called tines. but yeah.
Tines?
Yeah. Okay. Take the fork, Fenris,
Uh-huh.
and just kind of draw swirlies and go nuts on top.
Have fun.
Make it look
Funky.
Make it look funky.
That's really hard when it's still.
Here, let me show you something. Kind of go,
Oh, damn
Like
it, George,
that.
That's why you don't get that close.
kind of do tight little curly cues, sort of.
I'm not artsy.
Okay, it's kind of making a mess.
We still have to get this in the house.
We're gonna let it set up for a little bit. See how I'm kind of pulling the purple from underneath?
What are we gonna let it sit up for a little bit? Like just sit out here?
Yeah.
But then leaves and stuff are gonna fall on it.
But see how I'm just kind of
Well, then
pulling?
we'll have pretty flowers in our soap.
What's the point in washing if you're using 30 things in the soap?
But see how I'm just kind of pulling a little bit of purple
Flowers won't be
onto the top. See? What do you think, Trill?
What's that?
Alright, so you just kind of pulled the purple onto the top. And since it's really liquidy, we are gonna leave that alone for a little bit.
For a couple of days.
Well, at least for like an hour or two, so we can move it without risk of spilling skin burning goop everywhere. And in a day or two, we'll cut it. And then it will cure for about 6 weeks. It's cure is just sitting in open air for 6 weeks. And then it'll be ready to use.
Alright.
Congrats, you made soap. Ish.
We have started the process of making soap.
And with the exception of using the colors and kind of upgrading the techniques and such, this is the same basic soap method that has been around since like the time
Dawn
of
of
the
soap.
since like the time of the Romans and such. It's lye,
Nope.
which they made lye with like running water through hardwood ash and such like that.
Well, I mean,
Drogon? No.
it was kind
You're
of
barking right into the microphone.
then
That is
they,
not
uh,
acceptable.
It was
And
the Mayans. They found it from.
yep, Mayans had just found that they could, if they washed their clothing, washed their stuff downstream from the temple, it got nice and clean. It was the ash from the wood used in the temple and the fats from the human sacrifices. But that's part of it that we don't talk about.
That's a part of history. I personally think that everything in history had to happen for us to be where we are today. Shut your mouth.
And so, yeah. I mean, yeah, things are more refined and more technological, but oils plus lye and a liquid mixed together makes soap. It's been the same process for
Centuries.
since like Rome. Okay, maybe not Julius Caesar's Rome, but still.
But still, since
Hello,
then.
everybody say hi to Fenris's chemistry teacher. Fenris, come say hi to your teacher. Come so she can
Hi.
actually see your face.
So.
I'll punch you in the stomach. No, actually.
No, but I
All right.
will.
No, shut up.
All right.
Okay, you want to turn this one